Hello and welcome to the B60 Top 4 show. And today I've got myself, Sam, Mike, and Manny joining the show. Manny, I'll start with you. What do you think of Chelsea's results over the festive period?
Yeah, not really that great to be honest. Like I say, it's just been like last season really, just inconsistent. We'll go on a run where we're winning games and then we'll have a few bad results and then it kind of derails our season. With the Aston Villa game, we played well in the first half. Um, we should have probably finished them off in the first half, but um, same old Chelsea. Um, didn't really get the job done, and then we let them back into the game. And then, yeah, Ollie Watkins done what Ollie Watkins does, basically beat us on his own. Um, and yeah, it's just not good enough. Overall, kind of a. I mean, that like I said in previous episodes, it's what you're going to get with young players. I feel like with a couple experienced players out there on the pitch, I don't think that sort of situation happens where we have such a good first half and then all of a sudden we fall off. So yeah, that was a poor result, especially at home. Um, and then the Bournemouth game, I mean, just give away two awful goals. I mean, I've been saying since we've started doing the podcast, we need to strengthen the defense. It's just not good enough. I think again, just inconsistency. Just a lot of players as well, not really playing that well. I mean, I was talking about Caicedo being one of the best midfielders in the league. I mean, I don't know what's happened to his form. He's basically fallen off a cliff. And I think it's hard to out Caicedo, but when you're one of the best players, you kind of need to stand up and be counted, especially in these difficult moments. But yeah, man, just really poor. I mean, now it's. I mean, I've been saying it's a top four, top five thing now for us. I think the league's gone. And yeah, man, with no manager, I don't know what to. I mean, yeah, it's poor.
Yeah, I think Caicedo is suspended for City as well, isn't he? So
Yeah, bro, that game's a write-off anyway. Even if we did have him, I reckon we're gonna get beat anyway.
Don't
So,
write the game off, bro. We need you to win that game.
yeah, I can't.
so I beat Bournemouth, bro, at home. Like, I'm not gonna go away to the Etihad and win that.
I think it's gonna be difficult managerless, to be fair. I'll come on to the Maresca situation later. But Mike, what do you think of United's festive results?
Um, so obviously we've got a win against Newcastle. So obviously we missed a lot of players with Dalot and Bemo. Obviously Fernandez is injured. Mount is now injured conveniently. So obviously a lot of attacking force that is either out in AFCON or not available. That's why we obviously one of our better defenders as well. So we are missing three players. So obviously when he did a 4-2-3-1 against Newcastle, everyone was shocked. Even Eddie Howe was shocked. Man was telling Manzo to fake an injury so he can change his tactics. So yeah, play 4-2-3-1. He's playing Dogu right wing. Dogu's in madness. He scored that mad goal as well. First half was actually good. One of the best football we played in the season. That 4-2-3-1. Dogu on the wing, moving at Saka. And then second half obviously fell off, but I mean it's to be expected. I feel like obviously we had a lot of young guns out. Obviously Mount did play the first half and came off in the second half. Jack Fletcher came on, and then yeah, so we it was a hard fought win to be fair against Newcastle. I felt like we maybe slightly deserved it, but at the same time, they got a point. Probably couldn't argue against it, but we did well to beat them anyway. And then obviously you want to start getting on a run. Do you know what I mean? You look at the fixture list, thinking, all right, cool. We've got Wolves, we've got Leeds, we've got Burnley. Dead teams. So you want to build that one up. Do you know what I'm saying? You want to help my man get a haircut as well. Try and win 5 games in a row. But then what do United do? United do what they do. We draw against bottom of the league, who lost what, like 11, 12 games in a row. Obviously we go 1-0 up. He brings Zertzig off. I don't know why. obviously he scored that goal. He wasn't playing the best, but he's a goal threat, innit? Do you know what I mean? And then obviously he went back to his loved 3-5-2, whatever that dead formation is that he loves to play. And then yeah, we didn't look the same team. And obviously, when to be fair, we could have lost against Wolves. That would have been awful. So yeah, it's not a good result. I feel like these are the games you want to be winning if you want to be getting the top four. So yeah, so drawing that away. Sorry, not even away, at home against Wolves is awful. And I don't even want to use excuses of missing plays or whatever, because no matter what team you got, you should be beating Wolves at home when you Manchester United. And again, it's just Amrin beating Amrin. He wins one game, he'll draw two, lose one or two, and then win. He'll just win that odd game when he's not expected. Do you know what I mean? And then that'll just keep him in the job for longer. So I'm not really expecting anything from our next game against Leeds away. Obviously, they're in really good form, so we'll just have to see how it goes. But yes, up and down, inconsistency. The only good thing for us is we've got two chocker brothers, Liverpool and Chelsea, that does as bad as us. At this point, nobody wants top four. Chelsea moving mad, Liverpool moving mad. Like, I don't even know how we're still six. If anything, Sunderland deserve top four over everyone. Big up Sunderland. So yeah, that's what I've got to say really.
Yeah, my uncle went with two of his friends from like Switzerland after Christmas to the Newcastle game, and he was saying after, he was like, "Yeah, we were lucky to get a win." I think especially in the second half, saying Newcastle came on quite strong, but yeah, like you said, you got to be beating Wolves. They're awful. What is up their third point of the season? We're like halfway through the year. They'll probably break the record for the worst team in Prem history. They'll probably beat Derby's record at this rate. So yeah, obviously a bit of a disappointing result after a decent win against Newcastle. But Sam, I'll move on to you and Arsenal's results. What did you think?
Yeah, we're flying, man. Yeah, it's looking good, isn't it? For the Brighton game, to be fair, we had a lot of chances. We probably should have killed the game a lot earlier. If Martinelli missed that chance as well. I thought we created a lot of chances and we just didn't kill the game. And then when they got the goal back, we just let them back into the game, and then it was a bit nervy. But if you actually look at the overall game and the chances we had versus the chances they had, it wasn't as like hoping like we should have killed the game a long time ago. So that's that. But with the game against Villa, that's a statement win, isn't it? Those are the kind of wins that you need to against those kind of teams. You need to make a statement. You need to make all the team know that okay, yeah, Arsenal, we're here to stay. We're not going to bottle it this time around. I think it feels different the title race than compared to the last title races that we've had. Um, the first half against Villa, you could tell that we missed Rice in it because we was getting caught through in the midfield. The game was a bit open. We were still playing really well. I felt like we took the game to them, but the midfield was open. They had a few chances. If they taken one of those chances, it could have been a different game. So yeah, that first half we definitely missed Rice. And then second half, yeah, I don't know why Arteta starts to displayed in the second half because we always come out better in it. So, but what I want to talk about? The pressing that we was doing. We were pressing a lot this game. If you go back to that season when we was challenging City for the title, our best game came when we was pressing higher up and winning the ball higher up. Odegaard as well. Odegaard was key to the pressing as well. He was probably, I would say, even Gabriel was our best player. They were key to us obviously winning the game as well. Um, a lot of our goals as well came from Odegaard, so special mention to Odegaard because I thought that Odegaard, we need that Odegaard. If we're actually gonna win the league, we need that version of Odegaard. Remember the podcast when I came on and said, Arsenal, we don't have that maverick that's gonna like spur us on to win the title. But I think Odegaard is that player. He might not get the goals, he might not get the GA, yeah, but his overall play, how he makes us play, is a bit like the impact that Rodri has with City. So like, if we want to win the league this season, we need that Odegaard to be as good. And then yeah, the two centre backs, Gabriel and Saliba, the rocks in it, winning the dues. if we look back at the game that we played against Villa, the reason why we didn't win that game for me was because we were winning the dues. The 50-50s. They were just, Villa was winning them. And then obviously that swings the momentum to their way in it. Whereas this game, I thought we played really well, especially the two centre back and Odegaard as well. I need to talk about Gyökeres, bro.
Yeah, I can't.
This guy is not, it's not doing it, is it?
No, I agree. I think the two headers he had in the first, I think the second one he's obviously diving for it. It's a bit more difficult, but the first one he's got to put that at least on target. He's really got to score the first one for
He's
sure.
got to finish his dinner, and he doesn't have enough touches. Yeah, to me, yeah, if you're going to be that player that you're going to have two touches a game, or I don't even know, one touches sometimes, you need to be scoring goals. You need to back up with goals. You cannot be having any touches and you're not scoring. And when you get the chances, you're missing it. Haaland, he doesn't get a lot of touches, but he scores 40 goals a season. You know what I'm saying? So that that first half, I thought we was playing with 10 men because he's not there. And even when he get the ball, he can't hold the ball up. He loses the ball. Look at what Jesus did. Jesus came on, bang, it makes an impact. Jesus comes on, bang, he gets chances. I'm not having this, oh, Gyökeres, we're not playing Gyökeres straight. He's not getting the chances. Look at Jesus, he comes on, he makes things happen himself. So one thing I would say as well, yeah, with Berta, bro, these sort of signings that was over this sign, I don't think Eddie would have made this signing with Gyökeres. I know it's still early on, but it's a bit worrying, isn't it? Because he's been shocking.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. I think, but to be honest, I think if we had Edu, we would have ended up signing that Igor Jesus that's gone to the Forest, and I don't think he's probably at the level either. I think he was one we were getting linked with when Edu was in charge. But yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not going to hit on Berta too much because I think overall the business he did in the summer was pretty decent. Like, I think he was basically the reason why we signed Eze and Nkapia at the end of the window as well. Because I think the board were done with, like, as far as they were concerned, the business was done unless anyone left. So I think he pushed for Eze and Nkapia sign as well. I think Eze he's been all right, but I think Nkapia has been a solid signing. So I'm not going to hate on Berta too much, but
He's not.
to be honest,
I'm not hating on it. I'm just saying. I'm keeping an eye on it. Innit? It's too early to judge because he needs a full. For me to judge this point out, they need at least 1 or 2 seasons because you can before you can actually say, okay, this is what I'm doing. This, but look how far Edo's taking us to. That's the level, bro. The players is signed, bro. You know, he gets him right it. But I'm not hating on him. I'm just saying, I'm just keeping an eye on it, innit? You know what I'm saying.
yeah, I think I'm not gonna hate on him just because like I think it's the first season we've gone into the season like where we've covered all bases. Like we signed players for every position we needed to. Whereas I think previous transfer windows would always be one or two players short. Like we didn't address like the left wing problem or didn't get a
Mm.
striker in. There's always been like a position, at least one position where we haven't addressed it in the squad and it's come back to bite us. Like those years where we didn't have a backup for Saka and then, I think one year he did all right last season, but other than that, we've struggled when he's gone. So I think Bert did a right job. Yeah, I kind of agree with Gyökeres. I think sometimes as well, like he'll try and dribble past players, and I think he's probably used to doing that in Portugal because he's probably so much quicker and so much stronger than the players in the Portuguese league. But in the Prem, like most centre backs come up against him can deal with him physically, can deal with his pace. So like
Yeah.
I don't, yeah, I think it's gonna be a bit of an adjustment for him. I mean, Gary Lineker was talking about it as well, and I know Calvert-Lewin started. I know he didn't score against Liverpool, obviously it was 0-0, but he's been scoring consecutive games, and he was basically saying the difference is like Gyökeres kind of waits for the ball to be delivered and then will go for it, whereas like he's got to kind of gamble a bit more in the box, and he's got to anticipate where the ball's going to be. He's either got to run near post, far post, wherever it may be, but he can't wait to react. I think because by that time, the ball's getting cut out, or he's not going to get on the end of it. So yeah, he's got to improve. I think a part of it as well. I think he looks like he's trying a bit too hard as well. I think when you're confident and like game comes easy to you, I think he knows he's like under the cosh a little bit, and yeah, he's trying a bit too hard. But yeah, I'm the same as you. I'm not really convinced by Ocares. In the summer, I think Sesko is what the other one we were mainly linked with. To be honest, I don't think we would be better off with Sesko either. Like I think Ocares has got 7, or Sesko's got like 2 goals this season.
Well,
So
Sesko's playing a United team, innit? I think How was this?
Yeah,
How
but
wasn't the
still, yeah,
temp
but
got
like
out?
he still gets chances though. Like I was watching the game the other day, and Casemiro puts a lovely outside the boot ball. He's in the center of the box. He heads it straight at the keeper. Like Sesko should be doing better there as well. So I
Yeah.
don't know if Sesko's the option. I know he's younger. Obviously, he's only 22. But yeah, I'm not convinced he is the answer either. I think like Mike said in previous weeks, I think I don't know, maybe Osimhen might have been the better choice. I don't know, but I just don't see him being an Arteta signing. I think probably got a bit too much of an ego. Obviously the wages would have been really high as well. But even him, I think he scored in Serie A in the French league and like Turkey, but that's no guarantee or bang in the Prem. I think the only striker that's really done well as well is probably like Waltemada and Ekitike.
Coutinho.
But I think we were never really linked with Ekitike, and obviously what
Oh,
was
why, bro?
right.
He was there, bro.
Yeah, but I think money wise, obviously, is about 30 odd million more. I just don't think we were ever really
How
looking.
much did they say they pay for him?
I think was it like 76 something with like I think it rises to 90 if he meets his add-ons. It's the same with Altamada. Altamada can go up to 90 if he meets his
He's
add-ons.
20 hours. He's young though. I don't have
Yeah.
to pay that money
I
for him.
think he's what 22, 23 as well, he's young
Yeah,
still.
bro. Compared to Gyökeres, but
Yeah, I just yeah, but I think in
I hope he
hindsight
comes good
now,
in it.
yeah, but I suppose in the summer, if you're looking at the one who's got the proven goal scoring record, you probably would go Gyökeres if you wanted a striker for now. Because really, Ekitike, he popped off last season, but before that, he's kind of struggled and bounced about.
Yeah, that's true.
So
Hindsight's a wonderful thing, isn't it?
yeah, but I think yeah, so I think they probably just went after the guy who's got the proven goal scoring record. And to be honest, I kind of seen Gyökeres play in the Champions League, a few games I've watched about Wolf Sporting. Like I thought it'd be better than he is, to be honest. Like he looked like he was technically a better footballer in Portugal. I don't know if it's because he had more space or what, but yeah, he doesn't technically look great either. So. Yeah, I'm not convinced on that. But yeah, going back to games, I thought the Brighton game, yeah, we got the 2 goal lead, but we kind of fell victim to what we've been doing the last few games where we've kind of sat back and just looked to hold the lead and invited pressure on. And then obviously they got the goal in what, like the 65th minute, and then it was a bit nervy from then. Got a shout out David Raya, he made an amazing save from Minter, who just tipped over the
Mhm.
bar. Then even again against Villa, he made a great save from John McGinn. So it's frustrating that we didn't keep the clean sheet against Villa because he pulled out like a worldly save just before they got the goal, but conceding so late. But yeah, Brighton, I think I was much more convinced by the Villa performance. I think the first half, you're right, we missed Rice, and it was too easy for them on the counter attack to get forward. And like you said, if they took one of the chances, particularly that chance Ollie Watkins had, I think he just got his body shape all wrong, just passed it wide. But yeah, he's probably got to do better from there. And if he scores, it might have been a different game. Because it was quite 50-50. I think we had our chances as well. But yeah, you probably say Villa probably just edged it in terms of like the chances they were creating on the break in the first half. And it's quite even. And then obviously second half, I think as soon as the first goal went in from Gabriel, it kind of just changed the game. And then, Villa were pretty open. And yeah, we went on a bit of a rampage, got 4 goals, but yeah, disappointing obviously not to keep the clean sheet. I'm glad Jesus got a goal. It's a good finish from him. Trossard's goal is great. I think to be honest, Trossard, I think in terms of our attacking players this season, he's been the best player we've had this season. In terms of
Maybe he's the Maverick this year.
yeah, no, he's been quality. He's been delivering. So,
Yeah.
to be honest, in the summer, I think if there was a chance to get like a Rodrigo or someone, then I probably would have said Trossard would probably be the one I'd sell out of him and Martinelli. I know Martinelli's done well in the Champions League, but yeah, I think Trossard's been quality for us this season. So I think it's kind of turned out all right in the end. I know Bayern were interested in him late in the window. So yeah, I'm kind of glad we've kept him, to be honest. But yeah, I think I liked it in the Villa game as well. The press, like you mentioned, it came back because I think the start of the season, I think we're out pressing most teams, and the last few weeks, like the previous Villa game, we lost. Villa were winning the duels, out pressing us. There's a few games recently where it's been similar, and the press has not been quite intense. But I think Erdegaard being back is important. He leads the press
Mm.
and played well against Brighton. Finally got a goal. Because yeah, his goal scoring record hasn't been great since he had that season where he scored 15. And to be honest, I think shooting's probably an area he probably needs to improve and get back to scoring. But it's good to see him get a goal against Brighton. And then I think, yeah, he played well against Villa as well. And we finally actually scored a goal through the middle of the pitch as well through Zubimendi. Because we hardly ever do that. It's always great.
Yeah, I've not seen that for time, you know.
Yeah, and yeah, going back to Yokeres, I think um, Yeah, I know that a few Arsenal fans are getting to the point where I think they're kind of clutching at straws saying he's not getting the service. But if you look at the stats, I think Saka's created the most expected assists in the league on the right hand side. So we've got enough creative players on the pitch.
I'm not buying that. He's not getting enough chances.
Yeah, I think sometimes, yeah, because I feel like I get what people are saying in terms of like it's not like we're creating golden opportunities for him every game, but like in the Villa game, that header in the first half, you should be scoring that. I think that's a golden opportunity, and then um, I think we put a lot of crosses into the box, and I think that's where he's got to do a lot better in terms of his movement. And like I pointed out earlier, he's not really anticipating, he's not gambling, and he's just waiting for the ball almost to arrive at his feet sometimes. So I think, yeah, he's got to improve, but I think with the Sunderland result, I suppose what we're 4 points clear. Can't complain too much. I think Gyökeres will probably have another few games while Jesus and Havertz get back to full fitness. I know Havertz on the bench against Villa, but I'll probably see Havertz starting, to be honest, if he comes in and plays well. I think it'll be him and Jesus second half of the season, and probably Gyökeres might drop to the bench because, yeah, he's struggling a bit at the minute.
I
Yeah.
repeat that.
What'd you say, sorry?
I said that repeat. Big summer signing from the bench.
Yeah, but well, if we win the league with Havertz, Jesus, I ain't gonna complain.
That's not bad though,
True.
because
Whoever,
if you think
whoever gets
about
it, I'm not bothered.
if you
'Cause
think about it, yeah, Jesus, Havertz, they were big summer signing too.
I suppose.
Jesus was, I think we paid 5 million less for Jesus. So
Yeah,
either
45.
way, he's got a fight for his place in there. He can't just keep his place because it's a big summer signing.
Yeah, I think Havertz is probably more than Gyökeres, though. I think
Yeah, it's
I
more
think
than your
Gyökeres is
class.
55 initially. I think Havertz is 65 when he so yeah, Havertz is our highest paid player as well, so I suppose he can't really have him on
Exactly.
the bench.
So I think
Obviously, it's
he'll be
disappointing. Like
fine with
we've
Havertz.
been crying out for a 20 goal a season striker, but I kind of get the feeling we're just going to be one of those teams that just spreads the goal around. I just don't think that it's been that way for the last few seasons. I've not seen it change. Maybe it just has been that we haven't had that kind of killer striker, but uh, you're kind of hoping that would be Gyökeres. But I think as long as we win the league, I think that's all that matters. I know we've got a 4 point gap, but I expect it to go late into the season, to be honest. I think City will always be there or thereabouts. So yeah, I think it'll be a title race that goes right to the end, to be honest. But yeah, Manny, I thought I'd come on to you. Obviously, the big news that Maresca has left Chelsea. What do you think of that decision?
Yeah, it's sad, man. It's sad, especially because it wasn't really. It's kind of about not well. It was footballing reasons, but like I mean, you don't usually see this kind of situation where a manager decides to walk away. Um, and the fact that everything's getting aired out into the media now about the reasoning into it. I think he was saying there's something said like um, the board or the people behind the scenes having a say on who's picking, who's playing. Apparently, he's having issues with the medical team. Obviously, our recent results haven't been the best. Obviously, I think it's kind of the beginning of the end when he come out with that statement talking about. I think I can't remember which game it was after. I think it was the Arsenal game where he said it's the worst 48 hours of his time at Chelsea or something like that. But yeah, I mean, I really worry for us. I think I'm a bit scared it might turn into like what Arsenal was, do you, when you guys had like Mustafi, Bellerin, all these kind of like just not rubbish plays, but just average plays, like plays that are kind of just good enough to get you Champions League, and then or like just like being in and around the European spots, but that's it. Like you're just never going to be challenging for anything major. Um, and I feel like we have got a squad where we can really build on something. I mean, it was only like a month ago we were talking about us potentially challenging for the league. Um, so obviously with the players we've got, and then obviously Maresca is a good manager. The fact that he's decided to walk away because he's not barely been given the backing from the board, it's quite sad. And Yeah, I mean, I think the club's looking at managers like Liam Rosenior. I mean, I don't want to write him off. I mean, he looks like the favourite. I don't want to write him off before he gets a job because it's looking most like it's going to be him. But I mean, it's not really something that's getting the fans excited. I mean, he's another manager that's not really got a lot of experience, and um, yeah, I mean, if the results kind of carry on the way they're going, you got Leon Rossini, who's quite an inexperienced manager at the helm. I mean, things are going to get real toxic at the club, and yeah, I think that's the worst thing that could happen for these owners right now. So yeah.
Yeah, I'm hearing a lot about Liam Rosenior on social media, like people comparing him to like a PE teacher and all that. And there's that video where he's doing that speech to the Strasbourg players, and yeah, I kind of like I got to agree to him. There's loads of people saying as well he's basically like Matisse, the Chelsea fan. So yeah, I'm seeing a lot like that. But to be fair to him, like his record's not too bad at Strasbourg. I mean, he's got like 32 wins in like 64 games, something like that. So he wins like half of his games. Obviously, that they're a young team. I suppose it makes sense, Chelsea in it, Blue Co group, just get a manager from Strasbourg.
Yo, you know
Beating.
what I think, yeah? Do you
They're
reckon
looking, they're
Chelsea
looking
should
for
go
yes,
for a
no.
yes man?
Yeah,
Yeah,
What do
yeah,
you like
honestly.
you said that? That's crazy.
but it's crazy, but it is what it is, bro. I
Yeah.
mean, that's the model of the club now. We bring in young players. We're kind of like wheelers and dealers, in it, because we're good at selling players. So if a young player don't work out, we can just. I mean, apparently it's been sort of said that Maresca was having to play certain players just to boost their transfer market value, which is just crazy. That's probably why Garnacho's been playing so much. Because Man League is stinking up the yard every week. Still on first name on the team sheet. Don't make sense.
Yeah.
Uh,
There's a lot that was coming out, wasn't there? Apparently, like the medical team had the last say on like whether players could play when they're coming back from injury, how many minutes they could play. And then apparently like Maresca was going against their guidance and playing certain players more than they should be when they're coming back from injury and stuff like that. I think it was said as well that he spoke to Man City, didn't he? About if there was potentially a vacancy to come up with Man City and would he be interested in taking the job. Apparently he spoke to Juve as well, so I suppose the board are probably thinking, yeah, this guy isn't committed to the club if he's sounding out other clubs. But yeah, it was surprising to me. I was quite shocked. I know you said that in the interview, but I didn't think he'd leave very so soon. But yeah,
That's worrying for Chelsea, though, isn't it?
yeah, I don't know. I suppose one of those things. I suppose Maresca, he was at City as well,
They're,
wasn't
they're a big, they're a big team, bro. Like I was a manager of a big team looking at going to other places. For me, if you're in a big team, yeah, like Chelsea, you want to like. It's what I always think as a manager, yeah, it's better for you to build your team and win with the team that you've built than for you to go to Manchester City and win with Pep's team. You know what I'm
but
saying?
did you know what it is though? I don't think it's necessarily about the fact that he wants to go to a different team to win. Like, I think what the way he was feeling about the board and what's come out in the media now, he's probably felt like that for a while. So when like now it's come out like it's kind of been like it's spiraled into like something bigger. So now it's come out in the media, this and that. So he's probably got one foot out the door. Do you know what I mean? It's not the fact that he don't want to manage Chelsea. It's just like the circumstances he's managing under. That's why he's kind of already talking to other clubs because he probably didn't see himself at Chelsea long term anyway. So it's just it is what it is. Like he was probably always eventually going to leave anyway. So yeah, but
It's gonna be long if Pep doesn't leave now. So what jobs he getting?
Yeah,
Maybe
but
he might take Amri's job.
no, apparently he spoke to Juve as well. So I think there's a couple of options for him if he's Italian as well, isn't he? So I suppose it's probably a
So I'll
trap.
take it. I'll take him at United. I can't lie. I'll take him.
Yeah, bro. The thing is, it's just like I know obviously he's agreed to the or whatever, but for Chelsea, it looks like your options to come in are like looking like you're gonna end up with a serious downgrade. To be honest, I mean, maybe like I'm not gonna hate on him too much. Like Liam Rosenior might be doing all right, but his previous two jobs before Strasbourg, he did all right at Derby, and then he was at Hull. He did okay there as well. So it's like, don't know, he's not got the biggest CV behind him.
Yeah. And who can you get who can you get in that's gonna like manage under the circumstances? Do you know what I mean? There's no top manager's gonna want to come to Chelsea, really, are they? Like, do you know what I mean?
Worrying.
I think it's disappointing as well because if you think about like how much you've spent as well, like the squad probably isn't where you probably want it to be. Either. I think it's been a case of you just bought in a lot of quantity rather than like top quality players. If that makes sense. I get you trying to like
Chelsea.
build a young team, but it's just like sometimes it feels like you're just trying to like it's like almost like Pokemon. You're trying to like catch all the young talents as you can. You're still like I think you're getting linked with Semenyo, and obviously he um left, but yeah, I don't know what's gonna go on with you guys, to be honest. And with that, I'll end this week's show. Please like, subscribe, and comment, and we'll catch you again next week.